The top cop, who is on pre-retirement leave, appeared before the Commission of Inquiry earlier today and maintained that a team of officers never ventured to Lindo Creek. Prasad, who was a crime chief at the time, told retired Justice Donald Trotman that in June of 2008, the then Commissioner of Police Henry Green provided him with a map identifying Christmas Falls in the Upper Berbice River area and informed him that notorious criminal Rondell Fineman Rollins was in the area hiding out with his gang members. He was then instructed to head an operation to arrest the prisoner escapee. Prasad related that he then mobilized a team of 6 officers and a number of civilians who were aware of the area and ventured to the Christmas Falls area. The team arrived at around 1700 hours on June 5, 2008.
Early the following morning, Assistant Commissioner Hicken crossed the river in the boat that we took there. And shortly after that, I heard a series of gunshots songs, including rapid fire, that lasted for a while. I thereafter crossed the river using the same boat and observed that there was the body of a person I later learned to be Otis Fifi, called Mother, with a gunshot injury to his face, or what appears to be a gunshot injury to his face. And I also observed that the ranks would have seized 9 firearms consisting of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, and a quantity of ammunition.
Prasad told the COI that he then contacted Commissioner Green and informed him of the engagement, but instead they were instructed to retreat since a joint services was established to pursue the escapees. He further stated that after the men were killed, the Office of Professional Responsibility led the investigation into the massacre and reiterated that he played no part in the initial process. He noted, however, he was later instructed to take over the investigation and explained that he forwarded the file to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who advised that the case be closed. Prasad said that the advice was based on the fact that they had evidence that the 8 men were killed and their remains burnt by Rollins and his gang. He further explained that the police played no part in the men's death, hence the reason for closing the case.
In this particular matter, would you say that the police, and I'm using it generically, not you or the commission, were the police satisfied with the advice of the DPP not to prosecute, that to close the matter?
The Commissioner of Police then can't speak for the force. As crime chief, given the fact that the perpetrators that the investigation identified had all been killed except for one who was cooperating with prosecutions in several other matters. And given that, yes, we were comfortable with that. I was.
You were comfortable with the advice of the DPP that the matter should be closed without any further action, including prosecution?
Yes.
However, the COI commissioner questioned Prasad on whether he was surprised at the DPP's advice, but the top cop responded that he was not. The COI commissioner, on the other hand, indicated that he was surprised that the DPP would advise to close the case. However, he further questioned the top cop on the need for a coroner's inquest into the incident, but Prasad told the COI that at the time he saw no need for same.
When, apart from prosecution, in matters of this kind where there's uncertainty as to the deaths of persons and coroner's inquests are held. Now, in this case, could you tell us a little about if any efforts were made for the holding of a coroner's inquest?
Inquests, the police contribution to inquests were always based on advice from the DPP. And My experience is it is in those cases where they are uncertain about who would have caused the death of the person. I see it different in this case because the evidence collected would have shown with some amount of certainty who are responsible.
Under examination by the Commission's attorney, Patrice Henry, Prasad could not produce any evidence or definitively say that a post-mortem examination was conducted on the men's remains. The Lindo Creek COI is the first of what the coalition government has said would be a series of inquiries into the hundreds of killings which occurred during a crime wave that began in 2002. The COI was established to inquire into the circumstances surrounding the death of the 8 miners and to report its findings and recommendations to President David Granger. Sometime between June 12, 2008 and June 24, 2008, Seelall Arokium, Dax Arokium, Compton Spears, Horace Drakes, Clifton Wong, Lancelot Lee, Bonnie Harry, and Nigel Torres were cold-bloodedly murdered and their bodies burnt at the Upper Berbice River mining camp, which was being operated by Leonard Arokium. For the Evening News, Lekram Bagirat.